Hi, I just got back from Colombia and I was there for 12 days on a solo trip. And I feel like I packed actually pretty well, and so I wanted to make an unpacking video. So I'm just going to get right into it. The things that I wore to the airport were a sweater, socks, bra and underwear, and I wore some like biker shorts underneath my track pants because I'm coming from somewhere cold and going somewhere warm. I was going somewhere warm. And then a tank top and a long sleeve. I get really cold on the plane, so I like to wear a lot of layers. And then in between cities, so I came from Sacramento to Cartagena, and then Cartagena to Medellin. So in between, and then back to Sacramento. But in between going from Cartagena to Medellin, I wore pretty much the same things, only I just didn't wear my sweater. So I ended up putting my sweater in my backpack, or maybe it's attached to the side of my backpack. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but it was too warm to actually wear this to the airport. And then I wanted to pack only a personal item. I essentially did a carry-on and a personal item, but I can just combine these and, you know, put this inside here, or I can even just wear it and kind of hide it underneath my like long shirt, so that way I basically only have a personal item. But in here, this is where I'd carry like my phone, my passport, and I have a couple other things here. I have some toilet paper in a plastic baggie. Going to South America, sometimes you don't always know if there's going to be toilet paper in the bathrooms, so if you know, you know. Gum, I like cinnamon gum, hand sanitizer, chapstick, and I would usually put like cash in here and or my phone, and then in this pocket I would put either also cash or just like the coins from the cash. And the way this gets put on, it's like this like satchel type thing. And so it goes around the waist, and then it also goes around the thigh. But if I wanted to be extra secure, because this no longer is magnetized to the bag because the magnet fell off, I tied this little cord here so that way I could put it on and around, and then I could loop this through there before buckling it. So just if I wanted some extra security there. I could also, sometimes I did this, loop that on there, and then put it through so that way I wouldn't have to unbuckle the whole thing. Okay, like so. And then I could just undo that and then get into my bag if I needed to. Okay. And so, let me get into my backpack. Other than what I have here, the only other thing that I had was a plastic water bottle that I put in my water bottle pocket here. Coming back, I had to throw it away at the airport, so I don't have it anymore. And then airplane pillow. And I have a couple of locks on my backpack. I don't really have anything valuable in here, but I just want to protect my stuff and kind of just deter the honest man, right? Like, don't make it easy for anyone to get into my bag. Like this, for example, this isn't locked, but it's just more difficult to get into. So I have a carabiner here attached to that buckle, and then I can open this. And so And just a little bit about this backpack. This backpack, I like it quite a bit. It's really good for traveling. It has a shoe pouch. It has this detachable front bag thing because this thing can turn into a purse. Like this. And then the strap for that is in this back piece. So then I can go like this. I never actually did that on this trip, but I have done it on other trips. But I didn't really use this as a purse during this trip. Oh, and then it has the Velcro here. I forgot. And so I would have to cover that so it doesn't stick to my clothes. Okay, so what's in here? I have, this is just a Crown Royal bag. I use this for my shoes sometimes. So like if I want to put my shoes in a different bag, I put them in here first so things don't get dirty. I have a rain poncho. This was folded up a lot smaller before, but I use it quite a bit actually. And so this is really nice because I didn't want to carry a full-size raincoat because it's during the dry season and not supposed to rain that much, but it ended up raining like every day I was in Medellin. So this can just fit very easily into my little satchel thing while I walk around. And I think I'm gonna throw this away after this, but I brought it with me to the airport just in case it was raining on my way there. But it didn't. But it did tear the last time I used it because I got caught on like this, I don't know, this fence or something. But yeah, just a rain poncho. Super useful actually. I liked it a lot because I could just have it with me whenever and didn't have to worry about the space that it took up. This is a battery pack. So you charge it in the wall and then you can charge your phone. And I used it also to charge my headphones. I actually didn't need this as much as I thought I would. Oh, it's this side. So this is for like the old iPhones or AirPods. And then this is like the regular USB-C. All right, and my, yeah, I didn't have to use this very often, but it was good to have for kind of a sense of security. So, because my phone was my lifeline, I did not want that to die. And so here I have some sunglasses. And my AirPods. These are like wipes. This is citronella oil for bug repellent, which I use quite a bit. I have like a mini first aid kit here. I didn't really need this, but I just wanted it. Some tape, duct tape, Band-Aids, and Benadryl is in here, and some antiseptic wipes. This here is a laundry bag, so when I get dirty laundry, I can just put it in this bag, so it's all consolidated. And a shoelace. So I use this for when I needed to dry things, like dry clothes or my towels. And what I did was I hooked one end onto something and then the other end onto something, and now I have like a small clothesline. So that was actually pretty useful. And then just a rubber band in here. Some sunscreen. And the last thing is this hair scrunchie. So this hair scrunchie has like a little pocket in here. So I did use this one time. I put some cash in here because I went to the beach. I didn't bring my phone. I didn't bring anything except this hair scrunchie because I went with a group. And I didn't know if there would be anywhere secure to leave my things. And I didn't want to, be in the ocean and worry about my phone or whatever else. So I just had this hair scrunchie with some cash in it in case I needed cash. All right, and so this is what was in that bag. So I'll leave it out. All right, in the front pocket here, what do we got? Phone charger, hair tie, a couple extra plastic bags. Here I have some vitamins. I have vitamin C and oregano oil. Oregano oil is good for if you think you might have a parasite or if you have an upset stomach or something. And so I just brought that just in case because sometimes like my stomach doesn't agree with like new water places or whatever. But I drink bottled water the whole time. And then earplugs and eye mask for the airplane and at my hostel, and headphones from and for the airplane. Yeah, and that's it in here. Okay, and so now let's open up this one. I'm realizing now I should have wore like a microphone or something. But it is what it is. Okay, so taking off the lock. All right, and so that had both of these pocket zippers on there. And let's look into the front. Okay, and here I have my Easy Spanish phrase book. I had an extra fanny pack or crossbody bag, which I use this quite a bit. I have a notebook. This is where I took like my Spanish notes and such. And I have this other notebook which I've written Spanish notes in here previously from a different time. And then I have a little schedule book here, which actually I didn't use this at all, so I didn't need to bring this. And then some pens, and I also had a pencil, but I guess I already took it out, so. Or just kidding, it's right here, my pencil. All right, and then I also had cash in this pocket, but it's not there anymore. And so when I travel, I put cash in various places, as many people do. And so of course that's what I did as well, just for security. All right, and so now in the big part of my backpack, in here I have 2 swimsuits, and I did wear both of them, but I think I only really needed to bring one swimsuit because I did not swim as much as I thought I would. But I usually always pack 2 because they don't take a lot of space. And if one is still damp, you can wear the other one while that one dries. And then here I have underwear and socks. I brought 5 pairs of socks, and then I wore some, so like 6 pairs of socks, and then I think 8 pairs of underwear. I'll just leave it in there so I don't have to show you. And I have 3 sports bras and 1 bralette that I brought. And I was wearing one of them actually to the air. No, I was wearing something else, sorry. So yeah, I brought those. So that was just like loose in here. And then this is where I put my clothes. I borrowed this one and the battery pack from my mother-in-law, so that was very helpful and convenient. And so this is like one of those little packing bags for clothes, and I didn't know if this would be helpful or necessary, but I think it really was. It helped to kind of condense my clothes, and so that way I can only bring the backpack. All right, so in here I have a flannel. Wore this all the time. Actually had to, oh yeah, what else was in here before, but I don't have it in there anymore. It was a little bag of laundry detergent, and I put it in like a box, but I ended up giving it to a friend before leaving Colombia. I only used a little bit of laundry detergent because I had washed my flannel in the shower one day because I was wearing it all the time, and in Medellin because it's a little bit cooler there. And I have a crop top, and it's made out of like material that you can work out in, which is nice. I have another one, the same thing, just a different color. And a pair of jean shorts. Another pair of pants. When I was and these are like baggy pants, and I purposely wanted them to be baggy pants because if I want to wear them at night or whatever when mosquitoes are out, then they can't bite me through baggy pants as easily. And initially I thought that I had too many pairs of pants, only because I only had two. The ones I wore to the airport, my track pants, and then these ones. But then in Medellin, it was much cooler, so I did end up using both. In Cartagena, I didn't wear any pants. Actually, to sleep I did because my room was cold. Okay, moving on. So I brought some shirts. So here's a tank top. Another one, like a little bit nicer. This could be used for sleeping or for going out. So, and I did use it for both. A tank top. Just a t-shirt, like a dry fit t-shirt. I don't think I wore this except maybe one time to sleep, so probably didn't need to bring that. Colombia soccer jersey or football jersey. And I went and got this Colombia jersey there. I didn't really wear this much, actually, surprisingly. I wore it to sleep a lot. But the climate, it was hot in Cartagena, a little too hot to wear this. And then in Medellin, it's cooler, but I was wearing more layers, so I really didn't wear that much either, other than I wore it to sleep all the time. So, another tank top. So I packed pretty light. I feel like I could have packed even lighter. Maybe had only one of those t-shirts and maybe one less tank top. Some biker shorts that I could wear to sleep, or I can wear underneath my soccer or track pants. Oh, one more tank top. And then just two pairs of comfortable workout or running shorts. They're the same, just different colors, and a romper just for like one nice thing to wear. Okay, so that was everything in this little packing cube. And then I have my toiletry bag. I brought a small one, and it's nice because it hangs. And so what's in here? I have a little mirror. I brought, this is all the makeup I brought. Eyebrow pencil, eyeliner pencil, and some concealer. And headband, just for when I like wash my face and such. Tweezers, hair clips, some bobby pins, and hair ties, and nail clippers. And then in here, this is like a hair conditioner thing. Hair night serum or whatever. So I'd put that in my hair after I shower. And this is olive oil. I'd also put some olive oil in my hair too, just a little bit. It's very humid, so my hair is like super poofy. So this kind of helped to tame it a little bit. Not that much, but actually, and I also use this as my lotion, the olive oil. So as a moisturizer, it's olive oil on my skin and in my hair. And I also even use it to cook. So I made eggs one day, for example, and I didn't have any oil. So I went and grabbed my olive oil, sprayed it in the pan, worked like a charm. Very multifunctional olive oil. Then in here I have some Q-tips, cotton balls, and a sewing kit. Didn't need the cotton balls or the sewing kit, but did use the Q-tips, a razor, and then I have 3 little towels. So I have one for the shower, and then 2 for my face. I actually only use one though, so I didn't really need the other one, but I would still bring that again just in case. And then in here I have a mini hairbrush, my toothbrush, toothpaste, face wash. I didn't use this either, but I did bring it. It's like just like a face wash scrubby thing. So it's made of silicone. Sunscreen for your face. Moisturizer. This isn't actually what's in here, but I got this little thing, container, when I had, it was like my birthday, and then you get the freebie at Sephora, and I had used the moisturizer already, but I kept the container for travel purposes, so I just refilled it with a new moisturizer. And these are, there's only one in here, but this is a pimple patch thing. There was like 3 here before, but I used 2 of them, so I guess it's good that I brought that. And then Vaseline for my lips. This is soap in here, just a bar of soap, but I put it in this little plastic thing because it was in a box. I didn't actually use this because my accommodations had soap, but I was not sure if they would, so I made sure to bring my own soap. And then I brought this little baggie too. So hypothetically, if I did use this soap and I wanted it to dry, I could have put it in here and then hung it on my clothesline, on my shoelace clothesline. So that's why I brought this, but I didn't end up needing it. Another hair tie. And then, so I didn't have shampoo or conditioner that I brought, not like bigger ones. What I brought were these like little plastic things of shampoo and conditioner. I didn't need this one, so I still have this one. This one's shampoo because in Medellin they had shampoo there, so I only needed the conditioner portion. Yeah, and so that helped to save space by a lot. Okay, and so that's pretty much everything in there. This is my underwear and socks. I'm gonna unpack that after the fact, and then let's look in the back of my backpack. All right, and so this lock is also what I use for my locker in my hostel. So very useful, and it locked my backpack. So in here I have a reusable grocery tote, and it's nothing fancy. It's just for like extra stuff. So on the way there, actually, because I was flying on like American Airlines. Actually, it was American Airlines, I think, but American branded airlines that are from the U.S. I was able to have both a personal item and a carry-on. So I had this out. I had like snacks in here. I put my pillow in there, and then like my little satchel bag and just whatever else. And then on the way home, I had bought some jerseys and such from Colombia for my family. And so I put those in my backpack, and then I put my dirty laundry in here because I didn't wash it before I left. I just traveled with it dirty. And then you're wondering why I had it all in here. I washed it, I repacked it so that way I can show you how I packed my things. But when I was going between Cartagena and Medellin, I could only have a personal item, so I just packed this into my backpack. So yeah, just an extra bag, a microfiber towel. Oh, the first place I stayed didn't have towels, or actually they did, but you had to pay extra for it, and so I didn't know how the towel situation was going to be. I just decided to bring my own, and then so I would hang that to dry. And then I brought my sarong, which I love this thing because it's like a blanket, it could be a dress, it's just super useful. And so I use this all the time. I love this thing. It's from Hawaii. And that's all that's in this back portion. I also had a binder in here for my Spanish class that they had given me. So I ended up acquiring also a binder. It was a thin one though. I don't have it in here with me right now. Yeah, and so that's mostly everything. If I had brought like a laptop, I would bring it in here too. I was trying to pack really light and I didn't want to have to worry about a laptop, so I didn't bring mine. I wasn't there for that long, but this backpack's pretty good. Like you can fit it in there. Maybe pack a little bit less clothes and do laundry more often. And then back here, I just have my passport and a Apple tracker. I can't remember what these are called right now, but just a little tracker here in my backpack as well. And so I wanted to pack really light, and I wanted to, I almost forgot my shoes. I wanted to pack really light, and I wanted to only have like a backpack, essentially, a backpack in this, because I didn't really know how things were gonna go or be, and I didn't want to make myself a target in any way. Like if I had, for example, a carry-on, like a suitcase, like a luggage, one with a handle that you just pull, I feel like someone could see that and be like, oh, it'd be so easy to snatch that out of her hands and take off. You can't really just snatch a backpack off my back, and it's all locked up, so you couldn't easily get in there either. And then oftentimes when I'm in the airport too, or anywhere, it was kind of heavy. I'd have it on my front, and so it's just to make myself not an easy target. And then lastly, my shoes. So I wore some sneakers, but they also doubled as my soccer shoes for when I played football. So they're like futsal shoes. So I wore some futsal shoes. I don't have them in here right now. But I also brought these. These are just compression things for my ankle. These Velcro straps also for my ankles. I have bad ankles, but I really wanted to play football, so I brought those. Some sandals, and very important to me, I got some sandals. I bought these before my trip. I bought sandals with a back strap on them. And water shoes that also double as hiking shoes. And if I wear them with socks, they can be like sneakers as well. So, also very useful. Love those shoes. So yeah, that is pretty much everything. All right, thank you.